or afternoon, depending on when you're watching this. I am going to do a quick tutorial today on this flower, and I made it with the chiffon, it's like double box pleated trim from Hobby Lobby. And I am going to show you the version where I do the stamping on the ribbon. Here's a couple versions of this flower. The one that has the more detailed stamping on it was done with StazOn ink, and the one where it's a little bit more blurred was done with archival ink. And today I'm going to use the violet StazOn. So I cut a 20-inch piece of the trim, and you can use any size you want to make them bigger or smaller. I have my hot glue gun heating up here, and I am going to use this Hero Arts script stamp. And what I'm going to do is go along and just stamp the upper half, because the bottom half is going to be folded under. So I'm just going to stamp on half of this. So I'll just ink up my stamp. And this doesn't have to be perfect by any means, because it's going to get all twirled around. And one or two more here. There we go. Always cover up your StazOn inks. And let me just wipe my stamp off. This is how I clean my stamps. Dun. I don't keep my stamps extra clean. Okay. So the next thing you're going to do is take your trim, and there is a right and a wrong side to this trim. You can see that there's nice flat stitching on one side and a little bit thicker, rougher stitching on the other side. So what we're going to do is just put little dabs of hot glue in the center and fold it over. There we go. So I usually only do like 3 at a time. Oop, and then pinch it together. I found if I try to do too many more than that at a time, it ends up not working. You're going to do this all the way down. Actually, I can probably see better with that there. Try and do 4. If you get, see what, if I try and do too many at once, it can get difficult to fold it in half. And it doesn't matter if it's perfectly even, but you do want to try and get it somewhat even. And this trim comes in all different colors. I haven't been down to Hobby Lobby in a little while. I am really trying to be good lately. Well, other than when we were on vacation. I guess I did a lot of craft shopping then, but at home here I'm trying not to go. I am, however, almost completely out of score tape, which I use for everything. So I'm going to need to order some of that. Okay. So then you have this long little strip. And this is probably the trickiest part, but it's really not too bad. We're going to take the end that you're starting with, and you're going to hot glue the end underneath this section. So I'm going to put just a little bit of hot glue here on the end, and I'm going to twist it under just to make my center. And then, so I ran out of film. I got the whole flower done. Isn't it pretty? So we're going to do the whole winding part again. But this is the flower I just made. It comes out to a 3-inch circle. And I didn't attach the center yet. But you would just add that in there. And then I also attach a 1.5-inch circle on the back of it. So that is the finished product. I just put together another piece. It's not stamped and it's 15 inches. So I just want to show you the winding again. Oh, moral for today is to make sure you have enough room when you're videoing. My next iPhone, I'm getting the one that's got the mega storage because I am constantly running out. So I'll show you this part again. You put a little hot glue on the end. You tuck it under. And then you're going to go over and then underneath the whole thing. And of course this one isn't going to come out as nice as my other one. So I'm going to put a little glue underneath, and I'm going to go over the top to make my center, and then I'm going to go underneath and start winding it all underneath. So I'm putting, oop, almost did it wrong. Put a little glue on the bottom. I'm going to go over the top, and that just kind of makes my center. And then I'm going to skip one space, and then on the next space start gluing back underneath. I mean, there's a lot of ways you can do this. This is just the way that I do it, that I like to get it started. And then you just start winding this underneath, and then each time I go around, I have just a little edge stick out. And you can have as much or as little stick out as you like. When I'm doing the 20-inch ones, when I get to the last row, I tend to kind of just double up the last row. I don't have it stick out too much further. And what I like about this trim is it gives a lot of dimension to the flower and your project, but it also will kind of smush down and lay flat. If you want to put, if you want to put it in an envelope, it'll smush and then it pops right back up. So this is going to be a little bit smaller. I'll give you the kind of the dimensions on this one. And so you just go round and round. Some people like to do this like on a paper circle. And I did it here after I'm all done. I adhere a paper circle. This is the one I just made, to the backs of them. Some people like to go around the paper circle, but I really like to do it so I can place the fabric exactly where I want, or the trim. I'm getting hot glue everywhere. I was so upset when I found out my videotape stopped taping because that flower went very well. This one I'm rolling a little bit tighter than I normally do. But they all, you know, they're handmade, so they're all going to come out a little different. And then the last piece I roll and I kind of tuck the end underneath a little bit. So I'm going to roll that around and then just tuck that. Hold that for a second. So here is, this is our final flower, and this one is 2.5 inches. And one thing is, before I put the circle on the back, I do like to hand sew, if I can, my buttons down just to make sure that they never come off. And another thing you can do too is, if you have ruffles that aren't laying exactly how you would like, you can put just the tiniest little bit of hot glue, and you know, sometimes I'll go back and fix things so that they look the way I want them to. But I hope you guys found this helpful, and if you have any questions, be sure to let me know. Have a great day. Bye-bye.